Welcome back to Cowboy Golf, and today I have a special set of clubs we're going to try out. These are the Pinhawk single length hybrids. You heard that right. Uh, Really cool. It's got the name here, single SLH for single length hybrid. This is the approach wedge, 51 degrees. It has all that on here. You can see it has a pretty severe loft here. It's got the scoring lines. Looks like a really nice club. Unfortunately, I have it shafted in regular flex. This is the Graph Alloy Raven. Actually, it's pretty stiff for a regular flex graphite shaft. It's got the Karma Chamois grips on there, which I'm not a huge fan of. Um, we've got roughly 129 yards, 128 yards to the first hole. Hopefully this approach wedge will make it. And yeah, let's see where we go. Yeah, horrible first shot. Not ideal. I left myself 10 yards to the green and another 10 yards to the hole after that. So we're going to break out this Lazarus 60 degree because I don't have a 60 degree in the hybrid set. So just get it about 3 feet on the green. Leave myself a tap in par. Take par for the first one. It's a good up and down. Bad initial shot. All right, hole number 2. See if we can find a good spot to set this ball up. And we are going to shoot the flag. What's going on with my rangefinder today? All right, so we got 150. It's really 151. Honestly, let's. I'm going to play the 8-iron. It's 39 degrees. Warm ups, I had some ballooning starting to happen around this club. So that's part of the shaft issue, but and I pulled it. I was doing a lot of that. That's probably partially a grip issue. It's much smaller than the grip I'm used to playing with. So we're going to have a nasty chip over way left of the hole here. Uphill. At least I'll have a little bit of room on the green to play that shot, but not ideal. We're gonna have to probably play with that pool in mind. So I could have gone down to a 9-iron there. I went past the hole pretty good ways here. So we've got a downhill slope, or I'm hitting up, I guess, and this ball should travel to the right, but this is not an easy chip. And especially when you dump it like that. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. It's just, it hasn't been happening very often lately. So it's really disappointing when that does happen. My chipping's been pretty good. I mean, that was a pretty good chip. It's going to run a little bit longer than I probably wanted. But, I mean, if I would have had that same chip on the first attempt, we would have been in really good shape here. But now I've got a good 10-footer for par. For bogey. So if you guys ever want to get a decent score, you got to get the doubles out of your game. And second hole, I've already got a double bogey. So that's not ideal. We definitely are going to have to try to get that back. The next hole looks like the flag is down at the base of the pole. And that's going to make it very difficult for a hole-in-one, which I've never had. So it's really not that big of a concern. But it is going to make it more difficult. As you guys know, I've played a lot of clubs on my time here on YouTube. This wedge, this Lazrus 60 degree, with all the milling and stuff on here, this is one of the best wedges I've ever played. That's given a lot of praise. 100 yards. Really clean shot. Something you may have noticed is I'm playing the ball further back in my stance to nowadays. That's to get a little more compression and a little bit more a downward attack angle. Kind of, I mean, I wouldn't say that's like the tour pros. They get that downward attack angle without having to play it further back in the stance. But it really helps me with a lot of the spin trajectory and distance. I'm getting more distance out of my irons, but I'm also getting decent stopping power. That 60 degree came out a little lower than I probably would have preferred because it didn't stop as quickly as I would have liked. It looked like it rolled out about 5 to 10 feet, but yeah, wasn't bad. Still kind of learning these clubs because I haven't played them in months and months and months, including that 60 degree. I think I played it 3 months ago, maybe back in December. So these greens are very hard. They're also very rough. And you can see the flag is down by the hole. So if I would have been lucky enough to almost get the hole in one, I don't know that it would have gone in. So we are going to have this big downhill putt here for birdie. And that would be really nice to get a birdie here, to get back one of those on that double that I have. Oh, so close. My putting lately has been really good. As you could see there, it was really close on a pretty difficult putt. These greens are always tough to putt on, but you know, I've been hitting them a lot within an inch or two or in the hole from that distance. So I really am putting pretty well here lately. Hopefully that'll continue throughout this video, but we had to eat a par there. Would have been nice to get the bird. I got to get 2 strokes back. Horrible way to start this round, but you know, it is what it is. And you just roll with the punches. Hopefully it won't be the worst round I've played in a long time. Let's get set up for the next hole. All right, we got 130 yards on hole number 4. We're going to use the approach wedge, which is 51 degrees. Didn't have much luck with this earlier. Maybe we'll have a little bit more luck. I hit it solid. That was a very solid hit. It didn't even take a divot. Sadly, because I de-lofted it probably just a little too much by putting it back in my stance and didn't take that divot, it wasn't steep enough, we rolled off the green. The landing angle was a little low. So we're going to try to chip it up close and maybe get it up and down here. So we left about 3 feet. I don't see a whole lot of break here, maybe a little to the right. So we got another par. As you can tell on my Garmin watch, I can keep score. So it shows that we're 2 over. And it also gives me flag and all that for the next hole. If I use my rangefinder, it will tell me exactly where the pin is on the green, wind, all that. So I got 182 yards here. I am gonna go with the 5, which is 25 degrees. It's gonna be more than enough. Honestly, I was thinking I should go with a 6, but I don't know these clubs that well because I haven't used them in a while. We are kind of playing this one by ear, see what happens. Kind of a tricky hole. The way the tee's lined up is it's lined up more towards that radio tower in the background, and the pin is to the left. So you kind of have to keep that in mind. But I am playing the draw with these irons here lately. So I am kind of going, no, not kind of, I am going to aim more straight here and hopefully let the draw take the ball in. Well, it's a big draw. It's too low. Thing's probably going to bounce and roll a little bit, but the rough's going to catch it. I might be pin high, but I think I'm going to be short and to the left by 20 yards at least. So I was right. We were a little short. I mean, we made it to the green, but it was definitely a little short of the hole. That pin is located towards the back of the green on a slope. It's going to be a really tough pin location. I got to get this chip pretty close. I need to play to the left so it comes back to the right off that hill. Needed to land it about a yard further to the left and towards the hole more. I still left myself a good 8-foot putt for par. This putt may be closer to 10 feet. Looks like it's going to break a little to the right because I'm going uphill. I'd say like 6 inches left of the cup. No, a foot. That's pretty close. Sadly, we're moving the wrong direction. There's a bogey to put us at 3 over through 5. You know, honestly, first time through with these clubs, 6 over would be okay. I wouldn't be happy with that, but you know, I should be okay with that. I'm really searching for par on this course, but hadn't found that yet. +1's the best I've done. I got 111 yards to the hole. We are going to go with the sand wedge in this set, 55 degrees. Look at the loft on this thing. It's quite insane, but it is a sand wedge, so I guess that's to be expected. And I probably should clean the grooves on this. These grooves are not as deep as a lot of clubs. I'm guessing that's because of the hybrid design. It already adds spin because of the weight being further back in the club and in a lift. All right, let's see if we can get this one focused. It's way over on the right side of the green. So I aimed a little to the right, thinking I'd draw it in. No draw. Well, you know, you ride it until you can't ride it anymore, I guess. Maybe I fixed part of that. Wasn't my best swing either, but I'm not expecting to be perfect out here, especially with clubs I don't play ever. What do you guys think of these Pinhawks so far? Like, is it a set of clubs you would play? Like, would you go with a full set of hybrids? I've done a couple of other hybrid reviews, the Lazrus women's hybrid and the Laz1 men's hybrid sets, which are pretty awesome, but there are some downsides to certain clubs in that set. I guess the wedges, the lower end clubs there, or the shorter clubs, go a little further than you would expect. And the higher end ones, you know, if you get up to the like one hybrid, of course, that's going to be much harder to hit because it's more like a driver, but in hybrid form, not quite as long as a driver. It might be interesting to break those out again sometime soon. I'm really struggling with wanting to play standard length sets. I just have better consistency with these single length sets. I do have some really good standard length sets that I want to bring you guys for reviews, so I'll have to break those out to play them. But right now, I really enjoy the single length. So this ball looks like it may have gone well past the green here. We're going to have to go on a trek to find it. I mean, I did not hit it that hard, but It might have gone, oh, there, I just walked past it. It didn't go that far. Actually, it went short of the green, just to the side. I'm gonna have to probably, you know what, I might be able to get away with not moving my cart, but I'm gonna move it out of the way just in case. So I didn't leave myself a lot of green to play with here. My ball is down here, so I've got to almost flop this one to get it to stop where I want it to. The good thing is the hole is kind of on the upslope of the green, and that's the most slopey green out here. Honestly, if I can get it just over the lip of that hill, I might be able to roll it in towards the hole. So that's going to be the goal. It's too hard? A little bit. I mean, it rolled 10, 15 feet past the hole. I probably played it a little too low, but it's on the green. I do have a par putt here. Oh man, it is very much a 20, 25-foot putt. Needs to be better. I probably should have got that one a little higher up. I was just trying to catch this edge here. I kind of did that, but the problem is I just didn't have any trajectory. So the ball just rolled. Now I've got a downhill putt. It's going to break way back there. So guys, I had to aim way out here and tap that putt. So we're going to take another bogey. But that's a really, really solid putt from where I was at. Having to aim like 6 feet outside the hole and just tap it down the hill. You saw how close that was. That was a great putt. Again, the putting has been great here lately. Chipping still needs a little bit, and my iron play, it's hit or miss. Some days I'm hitting 6 out of 9 greens. Other days I'm hitting 1. So we can't be scrambling to try to get good scores. We've got to get some more on the green, and we've got to have some birdie opportunities. So we got 3 more holes left. Let's see if we can get some of these bogeys back. We're what, 4 over through 6. It'd be great if I could finish 1 over. Hardest holes are behind us. Got about 125, 126 to the hole. I'm gonna use the approach wedge. Sometimes that's a very difficult club on this hole. If you play right, there's a chance you don't make it to the green, where you go in the water to the right of the green. If you play left, there's a chance you go in the woods and fly the green. Honestly, if you go too long, you're in the woods back there. So there's no real safe places. The safest place is to the left of the green, towards that bench over there. I want to put it on the green. I really want to go for the hole here. Draws, I got a shot. All right, so we went off the back of the green. It's a little too far. It was well hit, but that's going to put us in some serious trouble for a chip, possibly. Hopefully it's short of the woods over there. You see all the turtles jumping in the water here. This is where my ball ended up. It might be kind of difficult to film this one. We'll try to get it back in the woods here. Oh man. Yeah, this is not going to be an easy shot. Briars and trees bound and just all sorts of lovely stuff back here. You guys really need me to put this in the trees. I don't know if you can see the ball or not. Ball is over here. I don't know. We're just going to try to make the most of this. This is not ideal. I don't have a lot of room here. I just got to get it up on the green. That's the goal. Honestly, that was phenomenal. I would take that any day. I mean, look at these briars. Look at all this. So I was almost in unplayable territory, and I left myself a 10-foot putt. Well, probably a little more than 10 foot, but I mean, that's not too bad. I'm kind of happy with that. So why in the world would I be happy with a 10, 15-foot putt here? Well, I put myself in danger. Oh man, I am all scratched up from being those briars. So I put my own self in danger here. So, to kind of have myself a chance at par in that situation, I've got to be okay with that. All right, so this one looks like it'll go to the right. This green is deceptive. Oh, sadly, the bogey train continues. We are 5 over now. I'm really approaching that 6 over mark, and I don't want to hit that. 5 over is bad enough for me. You see the putting is still pretty good. If I can give myself a chance. That one was almost in. That was the closest one yet. So we just have to buckle up for these last 2 holes and do well. This is the shortest hole on the course. We're going to 95 yards. I really need to put the spin on this ball so that it doesn't go over the green here. I might need to open the face. I'm sorry, you guys can't hear me probably. I need to put some spin on the ball. I might need to open the face slightly so that this thing doesn't go too far. I'm using the 60 degree. It's probably going 105, and I only have 95 to the hole, so we're gonna have to figure this one out. Huh. Well, I played it off the toe. It was struck right about here, and didn't hit it full. And then when I hit the green, it had enough spin on it. It backed up about 2.5 yards. So we are on the front edge of the green, and it leaves a long uphill curvy putt. Not ideal, but hey, it is a green in regulation, which, I'm like I said, I'm giving myself a chance at least. Let's get down there and get a closer look. So what's crazy is I don't usually have enough spin to draw a ball backwards when it hits the green. Those Lazarus wedges give me that capability. I have some other clubs that will do that, but that's just not normal for me. So it's kind of cool when that does happen. The pros hate it when it happens sometimes because they can't control how much spin. But I'm not a pro, so I get a little giddy when I do that. But we have a really long putt here, and you guys probably can't tell because it's hard to tell when you're on a camera, but this slope is sloping towards the left. It's uphill towards the left. Well, I'm sorry. I think I need to play the ball to the left. It's going downhill towards the water to my left, but man, it's such a hard. You know what? I'm gonna play it to the right and see if I can get it to bend in. It's such a tricky green here. Might be a little hard. Nope. Perfect distance. Again, putting's been solid. I mean, you can't complain about that putt. I mean, look where we left it. There's some geese poop. Well, we stopped the bleeding, but we still don't have a birdie this round. Again, kind of disappointing. We've got about 150 yard, 145 yard hole number 9 coming up. Let's see if we can get it on the green and get ourselves a birdie. All right. We've got 148 yards. I'm going to use a 9-iron. The green is pretty much the same like elevation as we are, but there's a big dip between us and the green. Actually, it might be a little higher than us. I can only go off this mat. If I go off the dirt, it's going to act like 2 clubs less than what I have. I literally would have to go like a 7-iron to get to the back of the green, kind of where the pin is. So let's hope the 9-iron gets the job done off of this mat, which has seen better days. It's also not the most even thing. No, I pulled it. Going way left. And I stepped in front of the shot tray. So don't worry, you wouldn't have seen it anyways. I mean, it went behind the trees over here. There's a dip between the 2 greens from 6 and 9. And we're going to be in that little valley if well, probably. We got 23 yards to the hole. And ball is kind of on a down slope a little bit. The hole is up on a little plateau. I need to play it to the left slightly. Okay, that was probably a little too far left. Leaving myself a long ass putt again. Let's see if we can put it in for par. We need at least a par here. All right, guys, stay 5 over. It's all downhill. There we go. So there you have it. We still beat the score we were thinking we might have to beat. But not ideal, but a 32. It's not too bad. We'll take the 32. I'm going to play another round, but off camera and see how well I do. What do you guys think of these clubs? Let me show them to you again one more time here. Which, by the way, they come, you can get them when you order them with these head covers. Now, this is the 9-iron, as you can see on here. Head covers do fall off really easy. So if you get the head covers, just be mindful. You may be losing a bunch of them. But these things look really nice. I like the way they look. Honestly, they're fun to play. If you guys want to see me put these in Jumbo Max grips so that maybe I'm not pulling so much, let me know. I mean, honestly, the Regular flex didn't impact my game as much as I thought it would. It's not too bad. Maybe if we get some Jumbo Max on here, maybe I'll experiment with the straight tech Jumbo Max grips all the way across on this set and have some fun with them. They're not going to be my everyday gamers. Just aren't. I'm not that in love with it. You guys may actually love it, and I would say anybody could play these. You know, I know people are like, oh, hybrids are for old people and women or people who swing slow or whatever. Nah, I didn't really have ballooning out here today, and it's a warm day. I'm definitely swinging hard, so I'd say anybody can play these, and they aren't like super cheap, but they're a lot cheaper than, you know, one of the big brands out there. So if you just want a little bit of extra help getting the ball in the air, these things will do it. They're going to launch it in the air pretty easy for you, at least for, you know, I'd say 7 and down. You get the 6, 5, and 4. Since you're in single length, you tend to swing harder, which means you're going to have inconsistent contact and you're going to hit a few more bullets. If you can get your swing to be kind of like a normal Eddie's swing, those clubs are going to perform really well for you as well, because all that weight's going to be in the back. It's going to help the ball get up in the air. Hopefully I can play these a few more times and kind of show you some of that. I do tend to swing a little harder with some of those lower lofted clubs, unfortunately. You know, Cobra does their thing for a reason, even though I can't stand it with the lie angles. Yeah, anyways, I digress. Pinhawk single length hybrids. They also have single length irons, and they also have the dual length irons. So they play at 38 inches for 3, 4, and 5, or maybe it's 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 through sand wedge are 36.5, I believe. So if you want to see me play those as well, they're also in this Karma Chamois grip, which I really don't like this grip. I do prefer my Jumbo Max. These are jumbo, standard jumbos, but they're just not big enough for my hands and what I'm used to. So I end up rolling my hands just a little bit and pulling the ball. So +5 on the day, Pinhawk single length hybrids. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We'll see you guys out on the links.